Hi, I'm Dona Kahn. I'm an employment attorney with Anderson Kill. And what I'm going to talk about today are the areas of inquiry that you can delve into when you're interviewing a candidate for a position that you have open. So a lot of you can say things or ask questions during an interview that will absolutely come back to bite you if somebody brings an action of discrimination because you didn't hire them. So the first things you shouldn't ask are people's age. I'm sure that you can somewhat guess somebody's age by looking at them or seeing what their history is, how many jobs they had, and if they put the dates in, you can look at those dates. But you shouldn't ask the age, and you shouldn't ask about somebody's disability. If they have an apparent disability, you can't ask them about it. You can ask them whether, having been told what the essential functions of the job are, if they feel they're capable of fulfilling those essential functions, but don't question them about their disability. Don't ask any questions about national origin or things that kind of have a little bit of a hint of nationality. Things like, oh, that's an interesting name. What's the origin of it? Or, your accent sounds so nice. What is it? Those are no-nos. And don't ask about somebody's religion or a woman whether she's pregnant. And don't ask her whether she intends to have children, or if she has children, whether she has proper child care, or whether she intends to have more children, and how old the children are. You don't ask any of those questions. You ask somebody if they are convinced that they are capable of performing all the essential elements. And if they tell you they are, you assume. If they take the job and they're out all the time because their children are sick, you have a basis for saying this is not working out. You don't ask somebody if they're married. You don't ask somebody for their sexual orientation. You don't ask somebody their political views. And importantly, there is an act that is 2 years old or so. I lose track of time, but it's a few years old, called the Fair Chance Act. And that prevents you from asking somebody if they have a criminal background. Now you say, wait a minute, I don't want to have somebody who's a felon or somebody who's been guilty of assault or something. Here's how it works. You do not ask anybody whether they've been arrested, whether they have a felon, whether they've been in prison. You don't ask any of those questions. Then if you decide that you want to ask that person to take the job, when you want to offer the job to that person, you then make what's called a conditional offer. You say, this offer is conditioned on our doing a background check. And then you look into the criminal background. And then you have 3 days to tell the person what you found. You also have to say why you're withdrawing the offer if you are. You can only withdraw the offer if the criminal background shows that it is somehow going to impair the ability of that person to do a job in your view. For example, if you're hiring somebody to be a cashier, you have every right to say, oh, I don't think I'm going to hire somebody convicted of embezzlement for 4 times. Those are the sort of things. There's got to be some nexus, some connection, but you have a chance to do it, and that person has a chance to reply and explain to you why they have a criminal background and why it's not going to interfere. So keep in mind that that's true. Also, another law that New York passed recently is that you cannot ask somebody their previous salary information. Now, why wouldn't you do that? Because they said, the background of the law is that it is well known among especially women that women are paid less than men for the same job. And if they're paid less on the former job, and the job you're interviewing them for is one where you say, how much did you make before, and then you give them a little tiny increase, you're perpetuating that pay discrimination that women have been, absolutely suffering with for years and years and years. So New York State said, okay, we'll solve that. Do not ask anybody their previous salary information. That's all for today, and don't forget, I'm here at Anderson Kill, and if you have any questions about anything I said today, or you have any questions about something that you're facing now in your firm, just give us a call. Thank you.